What are we going to do now? Wait, I know. This reminds me of a story about Einstein and his driver. Do you want to hear that story?
Yes.
Einstein was traveling around Europe, giving lectures on his theory about relativity. But once, Einstein got sick. And then his driver said, Einstein, I've heard your lectures many times. I know it by heart, and I can perform it myself. Well, let's try, said Einstein. When we get there, you introduce yourself as Einstein and give the lecture. The driver gave the lecture without no mistakes. But at the end, a professor asked him a really hard question, and then the driver simply said, Sir, your question is so simple that even my driver can explain it. He pointed out to Einstein, and Einstein answered the question. Luckily, I know my mother's talk by heart. I can follow it myself. Once upon a time, there was a swimmer. A good swimmer. Actually, a youth champion swimmer in Bristol. But her priorities in life changed, and she closed that door. She focused on other things in life, like software development. Now she works as head of development at NetEnt, and she got 3 wonderful children. Seeing her children enjoying the water, she thought about her own swimming life. So after a 27 years long break, she opened that door and started swimming. She was swimming and she was happy. And as soon as she started swimming, she thought about her medals. She knew it was a wrong way of thinking because effort should be rewarded, not the results. But she couldn't help it and she started competing again. She knew she was not faster, but hopefully she was smarter. She wanted to find a good strategy to achieve her goal, which was getting a gold medal at the Swedish Championship in Master Swimming. And for that, she used S-curve analysis. Do you know what S-curve analysis is? It's so simple that even my mother can explain it.
In order to see the maturity of master swimming market, if it is still in its embryonic stage or growth or mature or aging. Master swimming has started 15, maybe 20 years ago, and at the beginning there were just several master swimmers competing. But lately it's becoming more and more popular, probably because of all new types of sports like swim, run and Ironman. So we can say that it's somewhere here in its growth phase. Who are the entrants on the market? We have former swimmers. We have also former athletes, people who are doing some other type of sports and got injured, so they turned to swimming. We have also new swimmers, people who discovered the beauty of swimming as adults. A lot of competitors, right? And I was trying to imagine how competition would look like. Something like this, swimming among sharks. And all of us are going to fight against each other for the same market share and medal in an already competitive market. So the water in the swimming pool is going to get rid of such a bloody competition. Do you know how is it called? It's called red ocean strategy. And many companies are doing exactly like that. They are competing in existing marketplace, and the goal is to beat the competition, to have the best product, to be the best one on the market. But is it really realistic for me to beat the competition? To beat all those tough iron girls who are training 5 times a week? No, I don't have a possibility to train that much. You know, I have a full-time job, 3 kids, 1 husband. I mean, so many things. So it's not possible for me. So I was thinking, would it be nicer to swim like this dolphin in the blue water alone, to create uncontested market space and make the competition irrelevant and get medals? Is it possible? What do you think? Yes, if you apply blue ocean strategy proposed by professors René Mauborgne and Chan Kim. I applied it and it resulted in a literary winning concept. So here it comes, my swimming in the blue ocean story. As recommended, I started with a strategy canvas. I wanted to see my competitors' value curves and to see what their competing factors and how much they invest in these competing factors, little or much. I have chosen the following competing factors: training hard, freestyle distances, short distances, meaning 50 and 100 meters, middle long distances, 200 and 400 meters, long distances, 800 and 1,500 meters, and not my best discipline category means that if I'm a breaststroke swimmer, that I maybe compete in some other disciplines like butterfly. Let's see the strategy value curve of the former swimmers. It looks like that. Training hard, yes. They're training very hard, even if they don't want to admit that. Freestyle distances, usually they're very good at freestyle, regardless if it is their main discipline or not. So they're investing a lot in this competing factor. Short distances, they love short distances because they're still very fast. So they're getting a lot of medals just swimming 50 or 100 meters. Middle long distances, not very much. Long distances, so-so. The same goes for not my best discipline. Do you know why former swimmers don't invest too much in middle long distances? It's a pure psychological reason. You know, if you were a very good swimmer once upon a time, and now as a master swimmer, your time differs from your best time ever. But that difference grows exponentially when you go from short distances to middle long distances, and then starts dropping it down when you are approaching long distances. So you can say the difference between these times are worse for the middle long distances. They don't want to face that fact. They don't want to cope with it. That's why it's important that each company has psychologists and anthropologists in order to analyze competitors' behavior and way of thinking. Let's see the strategy value curve of the former athletes. Training hard, oh yes. Maybe they're not just swimming, but they're running, going to gym, so they're training hard. Freestyle distances, yes, usually most of people can crawl. Short distances, yes, because they're training hard, they're usually in good shape, so they're good at short distances, like 50-meter freestyle. Middle long distances, not very much. Long distances, yes, they love long distances because they're in good shape, so they can swim 800 or 1,500 meters. Not my best disciplines, not much, because usually they can just crawl. New swimmers, training hard, so-so. Freestyle distances, yes, usually you just start with a crawl course, so you can just crawl. Short distances, yes, usually they're capable just to compete in short distances. Middle long distances, no, they're not capable of competing there. The same goes for long distances, the same goes for not my best discipline. Do you see some trend here? So we can say that all three value curves converge in the same manner. So if I create my value curve, my strategy, to converge in the same manner, what would it mean? That I'm going to compete around the same competing factors as they do, so that I'm going to end up in a red ocean. So I have to create my strategy value curve in that way, so that it diverges from all other competitors' value curves. It is said that each good strategy has three important elements: focus, compelling tagline, like Apple has,
Think different.
and also divergence. And how you can get that divergence in your strategy value curve? By applying 4 actions framework. You go through each competing factor for your competitors, and you decide for yourself if you should raise that factor, eliminate, reduce, or create. Let's see how I did. So coming back to strategy tasks, I started with the training hard. As I already said, I don't have a possibility to train hard. That's 3 children, 1 husband, so no training. So I will reduce this factor. That's the reality. Freestyle distances. Everyone is investing in freestyle distances. I will eliminate that completely from my strategy. I mean, I cannot compete against them. The same goes for short distances. But long distances, look at this beauty. Oh, sorry. No one is investing in long distances, so that's my chance. I'm going to raise that factor. Not my best discipline. I've decided to create a new mindset, so even if I'm a breaststroke swimmer, that I can compete in other disciplines. That decision was very tough from a psychological point of view for one breaststroke swimmer, but I decided to do that for the sake of a good strategy. So let's see what I get. Here is my strategy value curve. And you see, it diverges from all other competitors' value curves. I got even a compelling tagline, swimming in the blue ocean. But if I don't swim my breaststroke distances, which distances should I swim?
You have to find the sweet spot on the market. The sweet spot is a unique place. Your competitors here are not offering it. Your customers right here is in need of it. And your company right here is capable of creating it. For this competition, the following disciplines were 100 meters and 200 meters backstroke and 200 meters butterfly.
So, am I done now? I've created my strategy value curve. I found sweet spot on the market. Is it just to go and compete? What do you think? Am I done now? No. I have just analyzed the market, but I haven't analyzed myself. What can I offer to that market? What is my main value proposition according to the Ostalotter's business model canvas? So my main value proposition is that as a former swimmer, I can swim all 4 swimming techniques. And also I can swim all distances, theoretically. But is it really possible for me to swim all those distances that are sweet spot on the market? In order to find that answer, I applied the real framework. So when you find the sweet spot on the market, you should apply real framework, which consists of 4 simple questions in order to decide if your company should go for it. The first question is it value? Does it create any value? Second question is it rare? You don't want to have other companies doing the same thing as you do. Third question is it easily imitated? So even if it is something new, you don't want to get directly competitors on the market. And the fourth question is your organization or company capable to do that? So maybe it can be a nice sweet spot on the market, but you don't have a capacity as a company to do that. It will cost much more than you're going to earn. So I started with the 200-meter butterfly. Is it valuable? Yes, it leads to a medal. Is it rare? Yes, not many swimmers swimming that. Can it be easily imitated? No, it's really very tough to swim a 200-meter fly. Am I capable of doing that? Unfortunately not. It really requires hard training. 200-meter backstroke. Is it valuable? Yes. Rare? Yes. Easily imitated? No. Am I capable of doing that? Yes. I will go for that. The same goes for 100-meter backstroke. So now I have choose disciplines. I'm going to compete in 100 and 200-meter backstroke. But how should I train? How should I prepare myself for that competition? I've applied soft analysis on myself in order to find my strengths, weaknesses, and threats on the market. My strength is I'm a former swimmer, so for me it's easy to compete. I know how the competition goes. What is my weakness? It's that backstroke turn. You know, when I was a child, we were swimming just like that backstroke, and then you hit the wall and do the flip turn. But they've changed the rules. So nowadays, you are swimming the backstroke, and 3 strokes before you hit the wall, you have to turn on the stomach and do 1, 2, 3, and make a half flip turn. And I'm not good at that, so it's really my weakness. What is the threat on the market? Maybe there are some other smart girls who are performing the same market analysis. So, and now we are approaching the last step in my strategy. It's not part of the blue ocean strategy, but it's part of my life philosophy. And I call it for minimum viable effort. So every time when I set some goal in my life, regardless if it is professional or personal, I'm thinking, what is the minimum effort which I should invest in order to reach my goal? Because I don't want to spend some unnecessary energy. So in my case, I was thinking, what was the most important in order to get medal? To train hard? No, not to get disqualified. Because if I get disqualified, I'm not going to get medal. So I decided that the main focus in my strategy was on practicing turns instead of training hard. So I organized my weekly training in just practicing turns. I didn't train hard and trying to be in a better shape. So I've trained in that way, and then I competed at the Swedish National Championship in Master Swimming. How did it go? What do you think? Did I get any return on investment?
I hope you did.
Yes, I got my medals. And I was so happy because I managed to link innovation to a value. And that is very important. You should not innovate just for the innovation's sake, because now it's trendy to be innovative and to innovate. Your innovation should create a value. So,
But don't forget, the sweet spot is moving and shrinking all the time. So you have to perform a new market analysis before each competition.
exactly. And since I was happy with my swimming in the blue ocean strategy, I've applied it for another competition. And do you know what I found out? I could swim my breaststroke distances. So I was swimming in the red ocean. Do you know why? Because I knew that I was 1 stroke ahead of the competition. And that's the message. You don't always have to search and create blue oceans. You can stay in your red ocean, but only if you're really, really sure that you're 1 stroke ahead of the competition, which is usually not the case. So, we are going to wrap up this talk with this nice blue-red ocean strategy comic written by Simon. So he did it spontaneously, and when I saw it, I was so impressed how a child, 10 years old, understood the essence of the blue ocean strategy thinking. Let's see what happens in this comic.
At the bathhouse, there's 2 swimming pools. There's one red ocean swimming pool with many swimmers inside of it. And there's a blue ocean swimming pool with just a few swimmers inside of it. There's 2 guys talking beside the pool. Let's see what they're saying. Hi!
Hi! I'm going to swim in the red ocean.
Quit!
It seems that he has another mindset. Okay. Why? Why should I wait?
Because there's so many swimming in the red ocean.
Okay, so what?
Many people believe that they're good in red oceans, and just a few of them are capable of keeping blue oceans.
Aha! So you mean that we have to make a shift in focus from competing in red oceans to creating blue oceans?
Yes.
So, blue oceans ahead. And I hope I will be swimming in my blue ocean once again.
And I hope that you will find your blue oceans.
questions for Einstein or his driver.
How long did you practice?
But I can tell more about the whole idea. So the whole idea was born because at the beginning I was, as many of you know, I'm doing that conference speaking and I'm practicing at home a lot. And I noticed that Simon can really many of my talks by heart. Not only that, he's asking relevant questions. For example, that sweet spot is his favorite area. So he is asking those questions and trying to apply at school and some other areas. And all of a sudden, I remember that meet about Einstein and his driver. And I thought maybe we can perform together. And when we were talking about that, Simon was like, oh, such a great idea, let's go for that. So, but we were practicing a lot in August, and it was so great. One day he told me, Mama, the best part of my day is when we practice. But it's great because he also learned all steps when you are preparing the talk. First, you have to write down what you're going to say, you have to learn the text, and first after that, you start enjoying your presentation. Because, do you want to say something? Or?
No.
Simon, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What made the talk so interesting that you were repeating?
I don't know. It was just interesting for me.
Simon, can you give an example of how you use it in your schoolwork or in general?
Yeah, we had to prepare a talk because there was a substitute that she didn't know what we were going to do. So they said, oh, you can prepare a talk and give it to the class. And our one was like famous football players and everything, and I just did about cars.
But you knew how to prepare the talk.
So Simon, when is your next talk?
Soon, I hope.
So, I don't know, can I reveal our next idea? Okay, when we arrived to Prague, we arrived on Saturday evening and we were walking around, and then Simon said, all of a sudden, oh Mama, maybe on the next year's ale I can give a complete talk by myself. So we are going to explore what happens when your blue ocean becomes red. So it's going to be a title for next talk. Yes. But idea is he's just been born. So, but he is interested in doing that. So.
And anything before the next year?
Yes, in fact, we just got the invitation to present at the ACE conference in Krakow next year. This combination. So I hope that it will be next, I think April in Krakow ACE conference. So, but we just got the invitation, so we have to talk about that. Some more questions about Blue Ocean strategy? Yes?
I'm curious how you use it in your Agile work and practice, if you use it, and how.
Yes, I haven't started yet. I was testing on my swimming competition. So I learned about that strategy, it was a year ago, but I got really inspired because it felt like it's my life philosophy, how you analyze how other people behave, what they think it's good, and then you tweak it and find your blue ocean. So I cannot say that I have applied a lot at work, but now currently I work for a gaming company. I just started now in August, NetEnt, and in that gaming business we are discussing a lot how to find their blue oceans, because it seems that all gaming companies are producing similar type of games. So I hope it will be some new blue ocean that we are going to create, but as far as just for my swimming competition.
You will make the presentation available.
Yes. It will be.
And so, if I may ask, like your daily job is being an agile coach or something else, or market analyst, or?
Yes, I can say. So I have been working within software development for 20 years. Mainly I was working as developer and architect, but lately I became interested in also business side and everything that influenced my nice architecture and all constraints people. So now I work as a head of development in that company. So it's like a connection between technological aspects, also to defend the technology, but also to understand all the business needs and constraints that are coming from the. But I'm still using to say I'm a real tech girl, but interested in other things that are has influence and constraints my nice architecture. Yeah. And you are really free to approach us in the corridor if you have more questions. And I recommend reading that Blue Ocean Strategy book. It really was so inspiring for me. So.
Any more questions?
Okay.